Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Today I'll be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring to you my Diablos Invasion Event review, Day 1, my strategy guide. So here's how my day started. Woke up and I did a 5-mile run. I'm having lunch with a friend and dinner with family to watch UFC later, so I need to earn my cheat day. With that being said, after I was done, shower, run, recovery, and then Diablos event planning. And here was my game plan. Phase 1 was to go to our biggest park and to defeat all Diablos there as fast as possible. I was there to be the Terminator. I was there to exterminate as many Diablos as possible, just so I can get some materials and I could get a good layout of just exactly how much during events large parks actually matter. So here's the test. If large parks matter, okay, we're going to a large park, see exactly how much it does as far as boosting rates, etc. Next was Phase 2. Drive around, find desert biomes, and go Black Diablos hunting. Spawns don't reset, and we got a whole 3 hours. With that being said, you had to leave at one point. It's too inefficient to walk since desert biomes aren't all over the place, so Phase 2, drive around and try to find desert biomes, take out as many Black Diablos as possible. And then, what I was going to do is, I also have my alternate phone and my account to double up on Black Diablos kills if I do happen to encounter a Black Diablos. And here's my loadout. My weapon is going to be the Glacial Arrow, the Legiana Bow, and my armor is going to be the Rethalos Helm, my Leather Body, Kadachi Gloves, Legiana Belt, and Giora Legs. And after you put that all together, here's my status. Health at 100 points, attack at 439 points, affinity at 0, my element will be 346 points, which will be Ice Element, my defense will be 400 points, along with these equipment skills. My attack boost at level 3, Ice Attack at level 2, Fire Resistance at level 1, Evade Extender at level 1, Focus at level 1, and Artful Dodger at level 1. And here's my strategy behind the gear. Bows and light bowguns are the safest weapon. Diablos is weak to ice, and I wanted to go attack heavy with the ice buff thanks to the Legiana buff, which gives you plus 50 to your ice elemental attack. And I wanted to kill Diablos as fast as possible without sacrificing too much defense. So I wanted to start blasting, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't get one shot by a Diablos, and I still had things like Artful Dodger and Evade Extender, so I still had the defensive chance and to be able to shorten the amount of damage I take. Recovery takes a long time, especially if you get taken out, so I wanted to save as much time as possible from trying to recover and just kill Diablos as fast as possible. And here's my Diablos experience before the event. If you watch my Diablos guide, you have an edge thanks to all of you that like, subscribe, and hopefully that guide really did help y'all out. It definitely helped me out making it, because I focused on slaying Diablos before the event to get experience and get used to its attack pattern. I have 16 kills before this event, so I had a pretty good, decent idea, and I was able to take out multiple Diablos without taking any damage. So I would safe to say that my experience with it was pretty good, and I felt pretty ready for this event. I also have my previous experience from the other Monster Hunter games, but it hits different when you use a controller. Thankfully, I have 7 years of playing Pokemon Go, and that got me used to playing on a phone versus a controller. Especially when you play in different countries, you know, there's like different, you have to deal with weather, and we'll get to weather later we'll get to weather in a sec. It's really annoying. And here's my real life strategy. So the weather was 67 degrees and sunny, so I was definitely bringing a sweater. And the air quality is terrible in California due to fires in North California and Oregon. But thankfully, I'm used to this. Why? Because I deployed to Afghanistan in 2013 and 2014, and burn pits really suck. If you've been, thank you for your service, and my fellow brother and sister, however you identify, yeah, if you went, it freaking sucked. But the good thing about today was traffic was also minimal due to the weekend. But the park I was going to be packed because there's a Pokemon Go event at the same time. Plus, it's our biggest park in the city. I'm not really going to get away. And with that being said, that's why I want to finish my park run as fast as possible. Now, before the Diablos Invasion event, my plan was to do the Diablos special quests ahead of time, which are to take AR photos of Diablos and to slay 1 Diablos. This will get you 3,000 Zenny and 100 Hunter rank points per reward, so I just want to get them out of the way. At the same time, I wanted to do my daily quests ahead of time and to get to the park early so I can survey how many people are there, and of course to get a parking spot. Doesn't hurt to always get there early to be prepared just in case. Alright, so the event starts and my eyes get really wide because I got super lucky and a Black Diablos just spawned right in front of me. These are really rare, and I was like, holy crap, this is super lucky, as well as 2 Diablos spawning around me. Maybe I should just call myself the King of Diablos instead of the King of Charmagers. I'm just kidding. But after looking around, this event definitely isn't what I was expecting at all. Even at our large park, there were little to barely no spawns at the desert biome. Not only that, I would say the worst thing about this is I noticed that Diablos wasn't nerfed for players that were Hunter rank 11 and above. They were still 5 stars, which were practically impossible to kill unless you had someone carrying you from a higher rank. And that was just, it was crazy. I was like, wow, it's still 5 stars, and we totally got Niantic. Like, I'm so sorry for all of you that were like hoping to kill Diablos and get a head start, and yeah, it really sucked. I was really disappointed at like looking around, and I was like, wow, this really isn't as great as I thought. As lucky as I was to get a Diablos, looking around me, there was practically 0 spawns. I mean, yeah, I got like 2 Diablos and 1 Black Diablos, but if you looking around, there was practically no other Diablos. I found like 3 or 4, and that's it. Super disappointing for an event that was supposed to be an invasion. It was more like a herd of Diablos came by trying to steal my money. That's pretty much it. This resulted in a change of plan, so I decided to drive and grind and just hunt Black Diablos, because it wasn't worth walking around just killing regular Diablos. You can kill regular Diablos without the event, and honestly, the rates of regular Diablos felt exactly the same as this event. The only difference was that Black Diablos were spawning in the wild, and I wanted more of a challenge, so I was like, you know what, let me just hunt Black Diablos and see just how many Black Diablos I can kill before the event is over for day 1. And here's Black Diablos number 2. After a little over 30 minutes, I found my second Black Diablos. At this point, I found out Black Diablos is a lot harder to kill than a regular Diablos. Honestly, I expected that, that's how it was Monster Hunter, but it was a lot more aggressive than I thought. This thing would double up on the double underground attacks, and I was like, wow, this thing is just going ham. And I was like, yes, I could kill it, but unfortunately I was like, you know, if I've encountered a 6-star Black Diablos, I think with my current weapon and armor where I'm at right now, I won't be able to take it out. And sure enough, you can probably guess, down the road I actually found another Black Diablos, and this time it was my worst fear. It was a 6-star Black Diablos. And here we move on to Black Diablos number 3. A little into the second hour, I found a 6-star Black Diablos, and I was panicking. Because I was like, after driving to the next city over, I was like, can I really kill this thing? And I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do enough damage, so I decided to paintball and try again later. And I'm pretty sure I won't be able to do it again later, but you know what, at least I found another one. But like I mentioned, 6-star Diablos, just an absolute nightmare, and that's a reason it's the devil. And after driving around to another city, I found my 4th Black Diablos. There was just one problem. It was literally across a body of water. Thankfully, I knew how to get there because it's actually just on the other side. All I have to do is cross this bridge, go into this residential district, drive in there, and there should be an entrance for a trail. This trail is actually pretty large. I've ran through it before. I've actually used it for training for a half marathon. So I was like, I knew how to get there, but still, what a troll, right? And I was like, I knew exactly where it was, and that's what probably pissed me off the most. I was like, I know exactly where you are. Are you freaking serious? But, you know me, I gotta do it. You only live once, so I went super YOLO mode, and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna go get this Black Diablos. Now, after walking across the trail and running a little bit like the Straw Hat Pirates running from the Land of the Dead, seriously, if you know that reference, we could be best friends, because I love One Piece, and that episode was freaking hilarious. And I finally made it! And after getting blasted by Black Diablos once because I accidentally forgot to dodge, I rebattled it and managed to take it out. It was funny because it's a popular biking trail and I was the only one walking at the time. If you've ever gone on walking trails and a lot of people are biking, they'll usually tell you on your right. And I literally had an entire squad of people that were biking go like, on your right, and I just waited. And I had some fun with this though, even though I was like, you know what, this would totally happen to me, I had some fun. You gotta have a little fun, you know what I mean? Even though things are bleak, even though you are literally forced to work really hard just to get to this stupid Black Diablos, you gotta have some fun doing it. Black Diablos number 5. After making around to head back home, I managed to find my 5th Black Diablos. As you see, that's 334. And I was like, you know what? After I get this one, I'm like, I'm just gonna head back home, because the odds of me finding another Black Diablos wasn't good. I'll tell you just exactly how far I traveled after this slide, but still, like, it was crazy. I was like, it's nuts at just how rare this thing is. I found that, like, it's rarer than, like, trying to find a shiny in Pokemon Go at full odds. I'm like, this is insane at just, like, how much effort it took to find just 5 Black Diablos. And I had to go across 3 different cities to find all 5 of these. It was crazy. I had fun, but it was crazy. And here's my review of day 1. I managed to find 5 Black Diablos, but I had to drive through 3 cities to do it. I didn't spend much time at the park because it didn't matter. Overall, I found, like I mentioned before, the spawns were pathetic. It wasn't worth it. Niantic go Niantic, and it seems to be that way on this day. Thanks to being a heavy Pokemon Gold Gym Badge hunter / hardcore raider though, I knew my way around all the places. So having played Pokemon Go very heavily and knowing all 3 communities around those 3 cities really well, I was able to find where I was going to go and where to safely park and whatnot. So I had more of an advantage than any, I would say, newer person that just started, oh, let me go hunt Diablos and drive around. If you know it around your area, you have a leg up versus anybody that, like I mentioned, that has no idea what they're going. Overall, this event sucks. It was terrible and almost not worth playing. It really felt like the only thing that was in this event was Black Diablos, because when the event started, I hardly noticed the change in the large park, like I mentioned. And outside of Black Diablos, this event, the spawns were pretty much like the exact same as without this event. So there was practically like no noticeable difference. It seems like Niantic was in charge of this event though, and they failed miserably. And I think the biggest failure was not nerfing Diablos so that Hunter rank 11 players can actually stand a chance. For those of you who I was hopeful that they would nerf it, I apologize. I didn't think Niantic would Niantic, but you know what? Niantic go Niantic, and as usual, they're just a huge disappointment. Now here's a few tips for those of you that are driving to hunt Black Diablos. If you zoom out on the map, you can see which biomes you are driving through by the color of the cell. Example, brown means you have a desert biome. So when you're driving around, zoom out and you want to find those brown spots. So those brown diamonds are brown areas, and that's where you can find Black Diablos. You can also use fossil gathering nodes as another checkpoint, and you can still see these even if the game restricts gameplay like you see here. So it's a great way for you to find these desert biomes driving and not have to worry about like, oh, I can't find anything, etc. But after you do find the biome, make sure you pull over to some residential area or use stoplights so that you can actually see the spawns. You find a Diablos, well there you go, Black Diablos is yours. Go out there and hunt it, and good luck to y'all. I will be hunting Black Diablos on day 2 and posting a video on that experience, so wish me luck. Do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I really do appreciate y'all. Hopefully, I wish you all the best of luck for those of you that are playing the event, and if you really want to hunt those Black Diablos, I wish you all the Black Diablos luck in the entire world. Again, do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm, and I will see y'all on the next one.